Happy Hump Day, my brothers and sisters, my kings and beauty queens. I hope everybody is doing well in the name of Jesus. But for y'all who's not doing well, I'm going to continue to ask God to heal you, to give you a speedy recovery, and make you as comfortable as can be wherever it is that you got going on in the name of Jesus. And with that being said, everybody, I got to continue to thank my A1s from day ones, my new subscribers, and those who watching my video. I appreciate you kindly. As you see, I don't have exercise clothes on this morning. I'm not doing exercise right now because I said, you know what? I want to talk to some people. I listen on the outside world. People talk to me all the time. They talk to me and I be like, wow, I don't know what's going on in people's life if they don't tell me. I see stuff on TV, I see other things that's going on, but to have people come to me and talk to me about what's going on and you be blind. That's why I say people wear masks. People wear masks because you look at a person who's smiling, you think they doing good, you think they happy, but some people it's not happy inside you all. Some people go to work and not happy, don't feel loved. And when people talk to me and tell me about their family, their sister, their brother, their mom, their dad, their grandmother, that they did not grow up with a loving mom, dad, grandmother. That, to me, that is heartbreaking because the type my family, we was close knit. Every day when my mom grandmother was alive, when we was little children, almost every day, at least 5 times out of the 7 days, my mom, we go to my grandma's house when we was little children, little girls. We went to my grandma's house. My grandmother have two daughters, my mother and my aunt. My mom have four girls. My aunt have one son and two girls. All of us be at my grandma's house, playing in the yard, running around, playing hide and seek, going to the park, on the merry-go-round, playing Foursquare. We was always together until we got grown. When we got grown and we moved and everything, we was our children, the cousins. Their children is not as close as we was as cousins because everybody moved and everything like that. My grandma passed away, and we was the cousins close, but not as close as we were. And still to this day, my first cousins, we're still close. We go out and have fun, but to know, hearing that some grown up said they didn't get that type of love. Every time we left my grandma's house, we hugged, we said I love you, gave each other kisses. When we left, my grandma stayed to that door until, if we called a cab, because my mom never owned a car. But anyway, when we called a cab, my grandma stayed to that door until we left, till she didn't see that car no more. Still to this day, my mom is the same way. When I'm in the car, she stay in that door. She stay there until she don't see me anymore. She stay to that door until she don't see my car, and I beat the horn, and that's when she closed the door. We grew up and loved, and was loved, and felt it. My mom not only showed us she loved us, she told us she loved us. She embraced us with hugs, with kisses. Even when my mom and my dad separated when I was in the third grade, fortunately, when we got older, they got back together, and until he passed away, but they got back together. Even when they were separated, my dad, he came over to see us often, often. And to hear that some people don't have that, that's heartbreaking. So I just like want to let y'all know, the people who didn't get that love, you're loved. God is your creator. He loves you. Be that person. Don't hold grudges to your parents, your family who didn't show you the love that you should have been shown, because obviously something was going on. They did not receive that love and did not know how to give that love. Some children be in a home living with their parents, their mom, their dad, or if it's a single parent, they lived in a home with their mom, and the mom provide, took care of the children, but didn't embrace their children, didn't tell their children they loved them. And they had a study where it was a dog. They had two dogs. And they showed one dog so much love, and they didn't show the other dog any love. Any love. And that other dog that was showing love was so happy, bounced around, jumped around, a happy dog. But when you looked at the other dog, the dog just was lonely by itself, no emotions. So when people act a certain way as a grown up, and they don't know how to treat other people, or they don't know how to be as giving, they don't know how to show love, it's for a reason. Sometimes it's for a reason. Nobody could not have done anything to that person, but if that person is just standoffish, hateful, resentful, mean, have a unit on the face all the time, most likely is something that happened to them when they was younger. So be real mindful when you see a person who don't love, don't know how to show love, don't know how to give love, is not lovable. They don't know what love is. They never was shown that as a child. Never shown that. My mom, when we did something wrong, we got whoopings with a belt, with the switch, with the flip flop. Fortunately, we didn't get that broom and extension cord, all that stuff. Fortunately, we didn't get all that. Thank God we didn't. But we did get our share of whoopings when we disobeyed what our parents said. If our parents said don't run in that street, and they hear that horn blow and they look at the side, a car done blew the horn at us, we get no whooping. Because they done told us. If they tell us to do something, we don't do it. If they tell us to do something, they hear, we get flipped off the mouth and suck our teeth, we getting our butt whooped. We got straightened. Trust me. Trust me. And I, right now, as a grown up, it's like, what if I didn't get those whoopings? And I ain't saying that every child should get a spank, because I know a girl, she told me that she disciplined her kids just vocal. That's fine. Teach his own. Some people don't spell a rod. Hey, that's fine. Anybody raise your kids how you raise them. But for us, we got our butt tore up. And, I thank my mom and my dad, because I am who I am today. I believe that. I believe if we got away with all that stuff that we was doing, and we weren't bad children. A lot of children is disobedient to their parents, but we weren't bad children at all. We just got a whipping for not listening to what our parents said and doing some stuff and being a little rebellious as kids, like kids are. Kids do. That's how we was. We weren't bad kids, so that's bad enough to get a whooping. But not bad, just yelling at our moms, hitting our moms, telling our mom you suck, after you win, do that. Now, we probably wouldn't have been alive if we did that now. But, it's some children who don't get disciplined and need to really get disciplined. You know, some kids out there who truly need to get disciplined where they cuss as a young age. But I believe that when you see these kids cussing they mom out and they like 14 years old, I believe, and I'm not sure, but I've seen it a lot. A little kid when they probably was a little baby, 1 years old, 2 years old, 3 years old. The mom and family thought it was funny when the kids say a cuss word. 'Cause they hear cuss words probably around they around grown ups, and they say it. You know, my kids did it before, but they gotta know. You know, on their hand when they was young too. People say, why? No, they didn't get a hard whipping, but it was a no, no. You know, I disciplined my kid. You know, they didn't disrespect me at all. Fortunately, I can say this. I can take a lie detector test. My children never argue back with me. My daughter is 32, 31. My daughter is 31. She'll be 32 September 8th. My son is 22 and Quincy is 15. My children never argue with me. I fussed at them. Yes, I did. If they did something wrong and they didn't get a spanking, I fussed at them. Yes, I did. I fussed at them. You know, I let them know who was the mom. But they never argue back with me at all. At all. They never debated back with me. If they did some talking, they did it in a room. They didn't let me see it. My children to this day give me the utmost respect. I had to spank all my children, but I didn't have to spank them for long. Just like I hated whoopings and spankings, they hated whoopings and spankings, so they didn't have to get it long. You know, my son Quincy is 15. I can't think of the last time that he got a whooping. 10, 9. I can't think of the last time he got a beating. You know, he probably got a, hit on the arm if he said something, but a beating, I can't think of the last time they got a spanking like that because they learned. They know I didn't play. You know what I'm saying? So you can be lovable, but you have to be stern as a parent. You have to be stern, not letting your kids think something they said is funny. Like my mom used to tell us, you embarrass me in public, I'm going to embarrass you. You know, you see some of these kids having temper tantrum all in the mall, screaming all on the floor at the age of 3 and 4, just acting, just doing the most. Having temper tantrums with everybody in the mall at the store, look at the mom, look at the kid, and the kid just still acting a fool, and the mom just standing there, just like, so you ain't gonna take that kid to the bathroom and pop their behind. You ain't gonna take that kid to the car and pop their behind. I pinch them until you get all the way to the car. Man, when we act up, my mom, I don't care where we was, at place of worship, I don't care where we was. If we did something, she would grab that ear, walk us to that bathroom, and like, don't you show out on me. My mom did not play the radio, and she is the sweetest woman you would ever want to meet. But the disrespect of children, her children, baby, well, not us. You know, I ain't gonna say when we got older, we started doing things that we shouldn't have been doing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say that. But, I was in my mom's house, I think until I was like 20, 21 when I moved. Yeah, because I had my daughter, and so I think my daughter was probably 1.5, closer to when I had moved from my mom's house. And I just loved how my mom loved us. I love that my grandmother was that foundation, that strong foundation who showed love. I mean, the way even the way my grandmother cooked, she cooked in love. My grandmother was separated from my grandfather, but the relationship they had, I'm gonna tell y'all the relationship my grandmother had when she was like in her 60s or 70s, because she lived to be 101. So, when she was like in her 60s, 70s, whatever, my granddad always was at my grandma's house. even when my grandmother had a boyfriend. Yeah, my grandma had a boyfriend. And my granddaddy, they sit outside, they smoke cigarettes then, they smoked their cigarettes, we talked, we ran around the house, and my grandmother and her boyfriend, my granddaddy and my grandmother boyfriend, they got along. My granddad, he did not play. He let all the men know, you better not hurt her, you better not do nothing to her. They knew what my granddaddy was not about no games. But at the end of the day, they was not together. And my grandma had a boyfriend. My granddaddy had a girlfriend. But for some reason, he didn't bring the girlfriend around my grandma. He didn't do that, but he was allowed to come around us. So we always grew up family oriented. Always. My grandma worked. That's why I have a work ethic all the way down from my grandmother, my mom, said my aunt, my father worked. That's why I have a great work ethic. Been on my job for 9 years, always work. But my last job where I'm at now, I've been here for 9 years. My night job, been there for 5 years. I always worked. I always took care of my home. I always took care of my children. I love being a parent. I love caring for my children. I love hearing my children's voice when they call me and I call them. I love that. I love that my children respect me. I love that. And for all the grown-ups, all the teenagers, all the little children who's not receiving love from their family, from their mom, from their father, their grandmother, from their aunts, I pray for you. I'm sorry that you did not experience that as a child, feeling loved, receiving love, getting those hugs, getting that peek in the door to make sure you're okay when you're sleeping. Them telling you, turn off the lights. Don't be running in and out my house. Don't let no fly in this house. Don't come in here with no dirt on your shoes. I loved hearing that. My grandma, it was 7 of us. Like I said, my mom had 4 girls. My aunt had 3 children. And we was like, ever since we was young, I'm telling you, we was at a park, literally playing in the park when we was in our 15 years old. Around 15 years old, we were still at the park, shooting hoops, playing foursquare. Where my grandma lived, it was like a play lot. It's play lot. Every place in St. Pete, they had a place. And it was like the guys come when we got older, we stopped all the playing around. We got 16, 17, whatever, and we just to sit at the park. And then the teenage guys used to come almost every day and play basketball. And we sit on the benches and just watch them play. The other kids in the neighborhood come at the park, watch the other guys play basketball, like literally playing on teams. And so we always had something fun to do. Unlike this generation on the phones, never experienced the fun that we had. Never experienced that. But I'm going to get back to the family. If you're that family and you don't hug your children, start hugging your kids. And if they say, Ma, you ain't been doing that. Oh, well, I'm doing it now. Daddy, you ain't been hugging me and giving me a kiss on my forehead and my cheek. Well, I'm doing it now. Start showing your kids that love. Don't let them grow up to be, well, my mom never showed me love. She never hugged us and sat down on the couch with us and told her about her young, when she was young. My mom used to tell us stories when she was a little girl, how they used to get their hair straightened, how my auntie didn't like her hair straightened, and she was the more not the meaner, but the more dominant sister, even though she was younger. The later straighten her hair and it kind of like nip her bike with the scraping cone, and she'll look at the lady with a unit, and the lady, her mom be like, "Ooh, you looked at that grown lady like that." Just like funny stuff that we was told as a child. The things they did, the fights they got into. You know how my grandma raised them. My mom sat there and told us stories, funny stories, when she was in school, when she used to do hair in her high school, her cosmetology class. Unfortunately, she didn't pursue that career, but she told us stories. We used to the world used to be so good, you guys. She used to be on the outside. We had a house, and they had a huge, it's like a deck, seemed like was in the front. It's like a huge deck, seemed like, it didn't have no screen. It was huge. And my mom told us stories out there. We was like on a blanket and pillows. Don't you know, we fell asleep outside in the dark. We fell asleep out there. The air was so nice. I remember this to that day. My mom, my dad, he was in the house, but we sat outside. My mom and her four little girls sat outside on that deck when the world was still, things was going on, but not as bad as it is today. We fell asleep, and we woke up like, ooh, and we came back in the house. My mom used to sit and tell us stories, and we'd be just like this because my mom was so beautiful. So beautiful. If I was to show you a picture of my mom when she was young, I'm going to show you a picture, but it won't be right now because I got it. Believe it or not, it's early in the morning and I got to go to work. So I better hurry up. But to have that love from your parent is one of the best feelings as a kid, as a grown up, that you can have. So to all those who did not receive that love, God loved you. You are loved. I'm sorry that you did not experience it. If you are a parent and did not experience that love, change it with your child. Show that child love. Don't let that child feel how you feel now as an adult. Love on your children. Love on your grandchildren. Love on your nieces and nephews, because sometimes the mom's doing something and they can't show the kid love that they need. If you that aunt, that uncle, that grandmother, pick up the slack of that mother, that father. Pick up the slack and embrace that child. Hug that child. Tuck that child in. As a teenager, tell that girl that she's beautiful. People need to know what love is and how it feels. Practice self-love. Practice self-love, because you can't love nobody until you love yourself. Period. So with that being said, everybody, know who you are and whose you are. Don't let nobody determine who you are. Don't let nobody make you think you ain't great. Don't allow nobody, I don't care who they are, to make you feel less than. You are beautiful. You can do what you want to do. Live life to the fullest. Be happy within. Some people is not happy and they want you to be miserable because they are miserable. Some people don't like to see you shine. Believe that. I got to come back and talk to y'all about that, how people don't want you to shine. They jealous of who you are. I'm just saying, this for another time, because I got so much to talk to y'all about. So much to talk to y'all about when it comes to life. I'm 50 years old, soon to be 51 in August, September, October. Less than 3 months, I'm going to be 51 years old, and I've seen a lot, been around some things, and I want to talk to y'all. I want to talk to y'all. But in the meantime, I love you all. Don't forget to talk to people about this positive channel, this unchanging channel, this great, positive, uplifting, encouraging, motivating channel. Because that's what I do. That's who I am. No matter what, the videos going to keep coming. Period. So with that being said, everybody, I love you all. Continue to watch my video, share my video, like, and leave a comment. If one person gets something positive from my video, my job is done. So with that being said, everybody, peace.